We overthinking sometime, and what this means is this one: the word connect everybody is called humanity, and human being from different culture. I have friends they are Jewish, I have friends they are Arabic, they have friends of different culture, and the reality that we have the base of humanity is connect everybody. Now the point, the check to moving relationship from different culture and create rapport is the same. Sometimes we think about these people they are different from me because they're coming from different culture. Yes, some kind of culture they have something different from other culture. By reality, we have the same emotion. Now, if you speak with them with emotion, all the barrier they will drop and they will open door for you unimaginable.
Today, I'm welcoming a gentleman who doesn't just navigate the world of business, but reimagines it entirely. Jacopo is not your typical entrepreneur. He's a global architect of success, a maestro of transformation who has crafted his journey across continents, from the vibrant streets of Naples to the dynamic landscapes of Miami, and now extending his vision to Dubai. His journey began unexpectedly at 18. While most were finding their footing, Jacopo was already building $1 million jewelry franchise in Italy, an extraordinary testament to his vision, but this was just the prologue to a much larger story. I want to welcome you to the show.
Peter, thank you to invite me. And we have before the pre-interview, we really enjoy and we exchange energy because I believe everything is coming from energy, and every business, every relationship, everything starting from over there, energy and create energy.
Absolutely. I want to take a slightly different approach today because I know that your mission is to shatter the myth of the endless hustle and to show that true wealth isn't about working harder, but working smarter, and to demonstrate that happiness and financial success are not mutually exclusive, but intimately connected. I wanted to ask you, first of all, about the periods between ages 28 to 30, because that often marks a profound psychological turning point in our lives. It's a time when the structures you've built come under intense scrutiny. What happened around that time in your life?
Happening something I never imagined. What it means, after I create this chain of jewelry, I starting to feeling something different, starting to identify myself. I am the entrepreneur in the jewelry space. I am successful young entrepreneur. And when something moving like crumbling, what it means, I started to lose revenue on my business in Italy. And the business of real estate I create at 22 years old, starting to really change direction. What it means, the market freezing completely. What's happening, I started to feel some kind of emotion before. And I decide not to moving completely, but decide after I research, because one of my principles, research, grow, action and contribution. After I research, I find this opportunity in United States, moving from the other part of the world. And what's happening, I arrive over here in Miami where I don't know anybody, they don't know me, I don't speak English, I don't know how is working the law, nothing, zero completely. And normally you possibly imagine, because I already create something in my country. I don't coming like the 900 over here, like with the bag of nothing. I already have experience, create something. When I arrive over here, my identity is completely, I am not identify anymore with, I am the entrepreneur in the jewelry space. I need to start to understand and create something from zero over here in the space where I have knowledge, first of all, jewelry and real estate. And I started to have a lot of doubt in myself, a lot of difficulty. I decide I want go through this because I know over here United States is more opportunity. Too, if the business in Italy continue to working, not the same revenue, my family is over there, all my world at that time is over there. I have something inside where I need to try this new adventure. And the first 2, 3 years be really difficult because I've been difficult to communicate, first of all in English, second of all difficult to understand everything and to find opportunity in real estate. Every time happening in our life, we have fear, and after we moving forward step by step, slowly this fear is coming completely meltdown, and after you find opportunity.
Can I take you back? Because I read in your bio you experienced a significant soccer injury that redirected your life path. Did you feel as though something larger than yourself was compelling you towards a different expression of your talents?
I think so. I believe, honestly, I believe in something like I call the divine, whatever you call God. I believe in something bigger. What it means, I am blessing. I know I am a blessing. First of all, because I have health, because I grow up in a loving family, because I have really high capacity intellectually to working in my project. I'm really resilient. And when something happening in my life, I know it's a process where will bring me in another bigger direction. Normally, Peter, at that time, I don't have this kind of knowledge, but because I grew up in a beautiful family, my father continued to be my hero, and my mother is part of the hero journey, and she gave me at that time really big support because sometime I learned in my life and I try to share with people some kind of word and some kind of action utilized in the correct moment change people's life in good and in bad. For myself, I try to give good. Sometimes in the world you receive bad, and it's really important to pay attention to who connect because this is your influence sphere and your power energy. Your energy is everything in your life, is where you grow, put the chest out and started to work in your direction the way you want.
Beautiful. I see you as a man that can dissolve boundaries between concepts, industries, and cultural frameworks that others may perceive as separate. It's as if you naturally understand that apparent opposites like practicality and vision, material success and spiritual fulfillment are actually complementary forces rather than contradiction. So I'm curious, have you always found it natural to bridge seemingly contradictory concepts, or was this something you developed over time?
Honestly, I need to tell you something. I am really from young age, really since sensible human being. What this means, because when you grow up with love, love of my grandfather, love of my father, my mother, and all around, my uncle, everybody, I have really beautiful experience in my life, and I'm grateful for this. You starting to put something inside you called love. The love open all and connect all the bridge. What it means is this one. My family, they develop inside me this kind the word I call love. And love is the connection, the bridge through everything. What this means, and I will define better, the point is this: when you are somebody have love and give love, if you want to start it to business, for example, or you want to create money, automatically love generate around you the capacity, is not theory, is reality, to attract the correct people, the correct action, the correct situation. And this is what's happening in me. Means I already have something in my mind, in my body, from my mother, all my near family. And plus, I cultivate. How I cultivate? From young age, I read the book related to entrepreneur, related to people, they touch other people's life. Now I am a man of 41 years old. What I do, I create every day in my morning one space of time where I recharge my battery, where I already know with clarity what is giving me energy, what is not giving me energy, what I am passionate, what I am not passionate, what is giving me a serenity, what not giving me serenity, what I am grateful, what I am not grateful. I block the time in my day really early in the morning because I have this kind of phototype of human being where I need wake up early in the morning because my mind working good up 2 p.m. And I generate now, I build my day by day, and everybody they possible create this, but they need a strategy normally, like everything. They need to clarify their self, and they need some kind of method working for their self to express the better version of them.
Sounds like you move into the day rather than the day moving into you.
Beautiful, Peter.
I see that your emotional framework, by what you described, appears very structured around creating harmony and aesthetic balance. I see there's a need for you to find the middle path between competing values. Your orientation towards emotional equilibrium is particularly pronounced in your psychological makeup, which suggests to me that you might process feelings through the lens of relationship and proportion. Would you say you naturally seek balance in emotional situations, perhaps even mediating between different perspectives?
Yeah, what I learned, how I explain to you, I'll share with you is this one. My father is my hero, and he gave me something really important. The person win in every kind the situation, relationship like business, and this kind of advice I don't receive only for him. I receive too from people. They have really big success. At the same time, they are correct, humble human being. What this means, I think, so balance and create harmony is the process to create everything. Now I will share with you better. You have two kind of human being, I think so. One kind of human being is the people where they have this big ego, where the ego is the driving part, where they treat other human being, if they are entrepreneur, no entrepreneur, wherever is the situation, with the form of attitude. Now, some of them they create something beautiful from business wise, no relationship. The majority have really struggling relationship, I know, and life is 12 aspect. When they succeed only one point, business, where they recognize themselves in this big king area where they are the billionaire, the entrepreneur, the investor, the multimillionaire, wherever. And the second one, where I work to be part every day, and majority of my networking, because now I decide with who I want networking, who I want to have a friend. For me so important is people they have the same my characteristic. It means is human being, they have success in business, in life, and I prefer they have the 12 aspect because I love family. I have a good relationship and love with my fiance. I have good business and I want be near this kind of people. And why? The second part is people they try to create not only in something, they don't be only like in one category of their life completely. Depend to the phototype of human being. For me, I born with this characteristic where the harmony, the creation of a win-win situation is the best way to create everything. Other people, the ego part, I've been in this category for 7, 8, 9 years of my life, where I have really this big ego. Finally, will drawing down because you will arrive for sure at one point of your life, like me, our life, where you need other people near you. You need to have some kind of relationship. You need to have create something, not only in one sector of your life. For this reason, I think it's really important to finish this conversation, decide where you want to be, in the ego completely or in the second one where you have the 12 aspect in harmony completely, because I think you will have more fulfillment life. And if you arrive at the last day in your bed when you will die, you have more emotion inside your heart, not only the emotion to create something and live only for something. Life is completely 365 of degree of like different kind emotion, and you need to feel friend, family, traveling, love. This is important in life.
That's so well said. And I sense there's an interesting tension here because I see that you're drawn towards creating emotional symmetry and balance. But I get the feeling from you there's an underlying urgency or intensity to your quest. It's as if you've reached a level of psychological maturity around relationship dynamics that now seeks expression through teaching or demonstration rather than just further personal refinement. Does this sense of wanting to share your understanding of emotional balance and harmony with others feel familiar to you?
Yeah, I think so, Peter. One most important part in our life is when you becoming more enlightened. This is not a process you started from one day to another one. It's something you working every day. I working every day on myself, first of all, the working on the business. You will arrive at one point, we will arrive at one point, if normally your inner self is arrive have this kind of capacity, because sometimes a lot of people they never arrive to have this vision of life. When you arrive to have more clarity in your life, create certain abundance in your life, it's important to arrive at one point of our life where you contribute toward an action to other people. I think so now in the stage of my life, I am creator when I am here to create every day something in the business, like entrepreneur, in relationship and everything. I am too now, for this reason, for example, I do podcast, I create the book, is to contribute to the young self of myself, or not the young only, to the other people, because age is something we have in mind, exterior, but if we don't have mirror, we don't see our face. You need to tell me how old I'm becoming. Means so now in my life working to share with young, old, middle-aged people what I receive from life, because sometimes small word will possible change other people's life. And like how you do with this podcast, you try to enlighten other people to give back your knowledge, your experience, because your work you do possible enlighten the human being. And it's the same for me. I am in the phase of contribution and creation, because creation for me will never finish until I die.
This is interesting. Your emotional patterning serves you really well in business contexts that span diverse cultures, as you instinctively sense how to create rapport and establish balanced exchanges across different value systems. How has this affected your approach to building international business relationships?
Really easy. We overthinking sometimes, and what this means is this one: the word connect everybody is called humanity, and human being from different culture. I have friends they are Jewish, I have friends they are Arabic, they have friends of different culture. And the reality that we have the base of humanity is connect everybody. Now, the point, the check to moving relationship from different culture and create rapport is the same. Sometimes we think about these people they are different from me because they're coming from different culture. Yes, some kind of culture, they have something different from other culture. By reality, we have the same emotion. Now, if you speak with them with emotion, all the barrier they will drop and they will open door for you unimaginable. What is means happening to me and my family, people near me told me I have this capacity to learn, study, and everything, but it's a natural part of me where I try to connect people to be really genuine with who I am because I don't need anymore the mask. I don't need to put anymore the mask because the mask will be something when you arrive at one point of your life, you will drop the mask. Now I am in the point and the reality, how we create relationship to be the person I am, create a good relationship, try to be present in life of people when they needed toward an action. When you are like this, automatically people they are open to you, they are open to create business with you because they enjoy your presence. They open the door, they open the connection, and it's like a ripple effect to open other door. The big problem I see now in this world is this one. Everybody through social or other kind of thing, they want to appear like how they are. They are not this kind of human being. If you read the big book of different kind of religion, you will find something really deeply. First of all, give, and second of all, ask. In reality, the majority of human beings, what they do, they starting relationship to ask. When you ask, people they close because they understand you want something from them. First of all, you create, you give, and after you ask. And I believe in this. For this reason, I create this kind of deeper relationship with really wealthy people and business because I am who I am. Like how the code of Moses did. I am who I am.
It's interesting. You carry the signature of the humanitarian innovator, someone who approaches life that I see with a fundamental belief in human potential and progress. This aspect of your psyche is oriented towards breaking free from outmoded traditions while simultaneously building communities around new paradigms. Do people often tell you that you have a unique perspective or approach to conventional problems?
A lot of time when working with people with more business experience, it means they have probably more success, success economic. What they told me is I approach every problem in the way where I possible resolve the problem. What this means, whatever happening in my life, I understand from really deeply inside, and every day I tell myself, it's a process to moving forward in what you do. And normally, if you are in the box of normality, this box of normality create a wall around you where you don't possible come out from this wall. My mind, my body, and my energy is out of the box. For this reason, I don't choose to have a normal life, what it means. I am an entrepreneur, live 8 months in Miami, 1 month in Dubai, come back to my family. The beauty part about my journey, I coming from family where my mother is teaching. All my family, they have really closing box mentality. They, for example, my family, they want my life be in the box of normality. If I am really successful in what I do economically in the business and I have really good connection in their mind, when I start in my career in business, they don't realize because they are in the box. I am outside the box. My creation is not coming from me to have for me, but coming from me to give to other people. What is given me and what I want is everybody they want, love. And when I create more connection, more abundance, I have more possibility to enjoy with my fiancé, my family, and everybody. The reason why I arrive to becoming like this is because I suffer. And when you suffer in your life, you realize how is important to have some kind of emotion in you. Because I suffer for people told me word, I suffer for action of other human being. When I give them some big possibility, now I understand why I won't create this emotion in me, and the only reason is give back. Because finally, when we leave this world, we possible have but 20 million, 5 million, 10 million, nothing. By reality, we leave everything over here. But what will remaining for the next 10 years, 5 years, only if you do something unique, you are unique star, is like how you create relationship and connection with other people.
You mentioned suffering. It's only when you go into your wounds, you can find the gifts and speak from your gifts rather than speaking from your wounds. But you have to go into that descent. You have to go into your wounds to find out what are the gifts that you need to extract that you can contribute to the world. The immediate impression I have of you is someone who thinks differently, not for the sake of rebellion, but because you genuinely perceive alternative possibilities. And I see that this quality draws others who sense in you permission to reimagine their own limitations. How comfortable are you with this role of challenging established norms in the world of business and wealth creation?
The only way to create wealth, to change, is to really recreate and have the view different of something respect to other people. I will share business wise how now I see all the aspect. Think about you want to create one company, okay? And normally, when you want to create one company or something, you have different aspect. One, two, three, four. You need to create. You need to create the product, for example. You need to create the people they sell for you. You need to create the service and the people take care about the client and everything. Now, wherever you create, if you see something and you see the normal path of every entrepreneur, they utilize the same process, but every process of this one is possible reverse in the way where you possible change some pieces, and I will go deeply in this part. For example, the people they disrupt some kind of market, they are not people, they are sometimes genius. They are people, they take some part of other business, for example, and they actualize in a business where they are not utilize this kind of the piece. And I will go more clear about this. For example, in the last 7, 8 years, one company in United States called EXP is a company for real estate, for agent. What they create, the owner, can I have the fortune to know personally, he changed the paradigm of real estate. Before, broker company working only in the way where they have the broker owner and the agent under. He apply, look, because beautiful is business, why I am part of this game. He apply something exists for a decade in the business of real estate. He apply multi-level marketing in real estate. He's a create a billionaire company. Why I explain this in small amount of time? Because the opportunity in the world is everything is outside, is over here around me. But sometimes we don't see because we are too schematic, and we think about step by step process. The step by step process working in the way when you build your energy, but don't working to build business. And this is the big difference. I am a part of this outside creation where when I see something, I try to find in the business, like in other thing too, something different to try to reduce the time to excel in something.
You're innovating. You're looking at different companies that may be unrelated to real estate, and you can extract something from that company and introduce it into real estate. That's the synergy. There's a fascinating paradox in how you engage with the world. You're simultaneously detached enough to see systems objectively, but deeply concerned with human flourishing. This combination allows you to restructure conventional frameworks without losing sight of their ultimate purpose, which I would suggest is enhancing human well-being. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, completely resonate, Peter. I completely agree with your affirmation because this is how is working my mind, my everything. And I realized something. I have the fortune to have really high connection with human beings. They receive a really big blessing for economic part, okay? What's happening in particular to my friend, they have really big economic success. They are billionaire. They are completely outside of the box you possibly imagine, what this means, how they think, because I enjoy a lot of time with them. I am not equal to them because everybody we are different, but I have something like these people because they think about different and sometimes they looks almost crazy for the other people because they have this kind of idea to do something where the normal entrepreneur started to think about it's not working, it's not working. And finally they realize because they find a way where other people they don't think.
I see you're a visionary community builder. Your whole configuration represents the blend of expansive vision and spiritual idealism, which manifests through groups and communities, corporations, and collective aspirations. Does that resonate with you at all?
Yeah, this one is one part of myself. It means the part to create, connect with other people and build something together. Because when you build alone, and I do for many here, you have some fun. It's the last part, the economic part. But with other people, becoming more happy the process, more enjoyable because you are enjoy or you have on your shoulder the problem, but divide with other human beings if you create really nice group of people.
I also noticed another interesting pattern, maintaining clear boundaries, particularly in group settings or other commercial involvements. I don't know if there's been a significant learning curve for you, because I see there might be a tension between your natural generosity and idealism and the practical necessity of protecting your energy and resources. Have you experienced challenges around knowing when to say yes and when to say no, particularly when presented with inspiring collective projects or ones that appeal to your vision and idealism?
Yeah, a lot of time now when I am young, when somebody coming to me and they want to have this idea, I am immediately excited to join because diversity is something I love. It's part of to be entrepreneur, means create, do different kind of operation. But I arrive at one point where I create some company with some people and I grow the business until a certain amount of money and I realized they are not part of my same idea, culture and everything. Now I'm completely different because now I choose who, first of all, which kind of business, which kind of relationship I wanna continue to handling without clarity of what you want take other idea inside you because what's happening for the majority of human being is this one It is happening to me multiple times. You have somebody coming to you with a beautiful, bright idea, and you immediately starting to involve in their idea. In reality, you need to ask to yourself when you do business, wherever you are in your space, what you want, what somebody want. Because if you don't ask this question and you don't clarify what is your goal in your life in the aspect, you will be moving around with emotion, with project, one to another one, where probably you create money, you create something, but you don't create connection. You are not enjoying the process. Now I realize this, and I'm more selective about all the aspects where I welcome everybody with respect and everything, but I choose the correct one.
And in developing your leadership style across different cultural contexts, have you found yourself needing to consciously reinvent what leadership means to you?
Yeah, leadership is a really big word. What it means, leadership, I think so, is a word sometimes utilized in the different way. For me, leadership is something in the creation of nice and clear relationship when you are in the process to create something. Means something important. Depend where are you are located, which kind of rules you have. But for example, if you need to create something, you need to be nice with people, but at the same time with your employee, with people around you, you need to be clear. You need to give some clarity about the aspect. And I think so leadership is a process where you have the capacity to choose the correct people for your intention you have at the moment to elevate your status of business, of mind, of everything. Because a lot of entrepreneurs or a lot of people, they choose in their life or in their business life like partner, like people in the business, the no correct one. And why they choose this? Through the emotion. If I am a sensible but pragmatic investor, when I am in the business, I put the correct act. The same person from humanity, but clarity in what I want and explain to the other people, the team, wherever I am in, clarity about the project, the step and everything. And this is too in relationship. When you clarify with the other people what is your intention, you are open and you tell, hey, it's nothing to take from me. I don't want to take nothing from you. I want to meet you. That's it. I want to hang out with you, have relationship like normal human being, because the majority of people in business like in life, they have every time something where they want to ask or they want from you. Now, because I told you I am in the phase where my clarity, who I am is this person, I clarify on the first point who I am and what I want from them, and everything is coming more easily in business like in relationship.
Beautiful. So your whole concept of leadership and authority has evolved as you've built your international business presence.
Yeah, because Peter, the reality is this one. A lot of old entrepreneurs, for example, where I coming from, Napoli, they have the old one. And I have an example 4 or 5 days ago where I have a conversation with one of them. They have the philosophy of leadership where they are the king and they utilize the word and the action to the people under them in the way where the other people they feel the strongness. Strongness is not defined how you speak hard or how you act hard with people. It's the opposite. The people have this kind of thing. I told you the first category, the egocentric people, where they feel insecure and they need reinforce their self, their authority, where they have this control of other human beings. But because life is not perfect, it's no one only street where you grow up and you go like this, in particular when you do business. Sometime during this process, you go down. And when you are down and you are this supposedly authority, other people that will not help you and don't elevate you. You need help, elevate only you. And some of them remaining here because don't have any more the energy. So this is most important in business like in life. The way how you communicate is the way most important to create a big possibility for your life.
You get a lot of leaders who are transactional rather than transcendent, which I think is what you're talking about. Many people can develop a superiority act, the ego, because they have an inferiority complex.
I want to share with you something. One of the last beautiful lessons I learned in the last 6, 7 months, I hang out with one person. We have some kind of connection for the business relationship. And we decide to go to one gym together where he live. And when we went over there, another simple human being, a personal trainer, really nice person, he's in this atmosphere over there in the gym. And a lot of insecure people, what they do is this one, they push out who they are, what they have, and what they do. Because they identify, some of them, they identify in what they have, someone they identify what they create, some of them in what they do every day. This is happening to everybody, but some of them, they are really heavy part of this process where they need, because if it's not, they don't feel nothing. And the beauty about this, and I arrived at the conclusion, is this one. This personal trainer, he have no expression and no impression of what this guy he had. And I am in the middle, and beautiful because I light something in my mind how it's important to don't be only in one aspect of our life, where I see two way of communication completely different. The personal trainer, he don't care about this guy over here, what he have, what he do, how much million he have, how much Ferrari or whatever. And this guy, he tried to impress the other one. And you see the frustration in this one because the other one is not impressed. Now I tell this because life is this. When you are not clear, life is not only one aspect. When this aspect is not appreciated from the world or from the other people, you will feel deeply alone. And for this reason, I speak and I read the book and I communicate. Because when you are alone, you have your only energy in your life to moving forward. If you are not strong, resilient, like how I am, how I create this resilience, you possible stay on the purgatory and it's not good. For this reason, before you arrive at some situation, will better create a life where you are more complete, where you have more inclusion. Because if you don't have inclusion, some way during your journey, it's possible be the last day of your life. I hope so, for where you will be excluded. And when you are excluded, it's not good feeling.
That's very true. And as we come to the end of this conversation, which I've really enjoyed, I know we've just scratched the surface, but where can people find you? Where can people buy your book? And do you have any parting words for the audience?
Yeah, look, for me, it's important that people, they need to buy this book and I explain because I believe the book has something really valuable inside. It's not coming only from me, coming from people that endorse this book. They are successful people. They believe in my message. And the message is inside. Inside, you will find two messages. One related to how you create your inner self, and the second one, how you create the external abundance. They possible find the book in Amazon, where is a bestseller over there, and buy this book. They will help with why they buy this book. One association, I help them with what I receive from the book, plus I give them some my property in real estate. They help homeless people to becoming to have another time dignity. And they find me in Instagram where I try, Jacopo Iasiello Investor, where I try to share my knowledge, my experience, a small tip possible give more to other human beings.
I want to thank you for not just sharing your remarkable journey, but for allowing me to explore the deeper currents that have shaped your path. Because what strikes me most about the patterns we've discussed is how your life embodies a profound reconciliation of what may appear seemingly opposite. You have the visionary and the pragmatist, the entrepreneur and the philosopher, the individual success story and the community builder. You've demonstrated that true wealth isn't found in choosing between material success and spiritual fulfillment, but in recognizing they can be complementary expressions of an integrated life.
The last one I want to share with you is this one. A couple of weeks ago, I have one conversation with one of my friends, as a big entrepreneur. He told me something. The people, they have a lot of spirituality. They don't possible become super entrepreneur. And I do one example. And I tell him this. Ray Dalio is one of the most important investor, and he do meditation transcendental. What this means is this one is a completely no reality. To be a successful, wealthy human being, you need to be rude, you need to be egocentric, you need to be only I think about me. I don't think so. And I have proof of a lot of entrepreneurs with big success. They are different. And normally you have the opposite. Nothing is perfect. You have people, they are success and they are super egocentric. And there are other people, they are super nice. They have super clarity and everything, but they create this big abundance in different way. Now you choose who you are. First of all, you ask questions. Second, the best way to create is to go smoothly and to have less heart attack and create at the same time.
That's well said. And I wanted to say something, an insight I have is that I see there's a significant potential awakening point where several key patterns in your life will reach a moment of convergence. This period will offer an opportunity for you to expand your vision and impact in ways you haven't yet imagined. The foundations you're building now are preparing you for an evolutionary threshold as you continue expanding your presence across continents and cultures. Consider this question: what if the wealth and success you've achieved to date is just the infrastructure, the necessary foundation for a larger contribution that is still emerging?
Beautiful. First of all, I need to tell you thank you to the vision, because I am a pragmatic, sensible investor and entrepreneur. What this means, I try to don't be conditioned with the word of other people. But when I receive the word of vision, I will enlighten. First of all, I appreciate what you share with me. Second of all, my goal in life, until I will be over here, until God, the divine, whatever you want to call, give me the energy, is to create. But I want to arrive at one point where this the creation is shared with more people, because this what is the point of our life. I think when we have the basic satisfaction, the Maslow satisfaction of ourselves, we need to start to think about other people. And when you create this mindset, you will see life in different way. I will soon share and create something beautiful where I will touch other human being in the way will be part of my journey, and I will be part of their journey.
The world needs more leaders like you who can navigate complexity with both practical wisdom and spiritual depth. So I really want to thank you for sharing your journey with us today and for the inspiration you offer to so many people, and especially to people who are striving to create success that transcends the ordinary definitions of wealth. Lastly, how have you experienced the conversation today?
I am Peter, enjoy because I share with you before we have a pre-interview. I already define your mind because how I tell I am becoming more selective, not being like I don't communicate with other people, but the opposite. I want to share my mind with the correct human being, and you are one of these because you try with your question and your word to share light, knowledge, mentally knowledge to people. They try to be different in the way they want to create. This is a unique message because a lot of podcasts I've been, they try to share the message of the success only in one way. And I think so share the creation slash success slash abundance in the way where it's different will becoming an impactful message from other people.
Thank you so much, Jacopo. I really appreciate that. And this has been a wonderful conversation. Thank you.
You are super welcome, Peter. I appreciate your conversation too.